She left. And it feels like she took who you were with her. You wake up in the same bed, but everything feels foreign. Even your reflection. It's not just heartbreak, it's a disorientation. But an identity is not lost forever. It can be rebuilt, stronger, clearer, truer. I was still young when my second wife left to go party, to chase the youth she thought she had missed. I thought it was my fault, that if I'd been more exciting, she wouldn't have gone. The divorce and the custody battle that followed was ugly and long, but in those years of chaos, something unexpected happened. While I was fighting for my child, I was also, without knowing, being rebuilt. When it was finally over, I looked in the mirror and I saw a new man staring back. Not the man I wanted to be yet, but not the man I'd feared I had become. That's where rebuilding starts, the in-between. Men define themselves by roles: husband, provider, protector, leader. When those roles collapse, the compass just spins. You don't just lose a marriage. In many ways, you kind of lose a mirror. You ask, who am I now that no one needs me? It's not weakness to ask that. It's a level of awareness. The collapse of roles is not the end of you. It's the beginning of seeing who you are without them. You stare at your reflection, but the eyes looking back don't know you anymore. And that is when the real work begins. You see, you can't rebuild until you admit the old version is gone. Don't sugarcoat it. Name it. That man is dead. Not as drama, but as closure. That version of you was built to survive a specific story, and that story has ended. Now, you get to decide what the next story will be. Okay, labels burn. Essence survives. Husband, head of household, her rock. Those were roles you played, not the core of you. So what survived? Loyalty, integrity, courage. Those weren't granted by a relationship. They were proven through it. So strip off the titles. What's left is your true material. That's what you rebuild with. Identity is not guesswork. It's inventory. Think about it. Write it down. What values are non-negotiable? What skills do you still own? Who still respects you for who you are? You see that you didn't lose yourself. You lost your role in someone else's story. And that is a huge difference. That list on paper becomes proof that there's still plenty to build from. Once you've listed what survived, prove it in motion. Action builds identity. It always has. Start small. Get fit. Clean the garage. Fix something that's been broken. Pay a bill on time. Learn a new skill. Every small win reminds your brain, I create change. Agency returns through movement, not motivation. Now, motivation is the medicine for emptiness. Once the ground feels steady, start exploring. Join a new community. Volunteer. Travel. Take on a project that has nothing to do with your past life. You're not replacing old identities. You're discovering dimensions that were dormant. Identity isn't a statue. It's a living structure that keeps adapting as you grow. At some point, you will realize the new identity can just be another mask. It needs a spine. That's where timeless masculine principles come in. Honor, responsibility, courage, service, and truth. These anchors don't age out. They don't depend on relationship status. They work whether you're married, single, alone in a foreign country. When your identity is built on principles, not a position, no one can take it from you again. Just close your eyes and ask, who do I want to be in 5 years? Not what you want to own, who you want to be. Picture the ways that person moves, the peace in his face, the clarity in his decisions. Then start living as if that man is already you. Because he is. He's just waiting for consistency to catch up. When you look in the mirror now, you'll recognize the eyes, not from who you were, but from who you've become. You didn't lose yourself. You lost that version of yourself that was tied to someone else's approval. That is not death. It's liberation. The collapse felt like an ending, but it was really a reintroduction. Now you get to meet the man beneath the roles, the one who was always there, quietly waiting to lead your home. Your old identity may be gone, but the man you're becoming is waiting. Now, please, don't rush to find him. You grow into him. You've survived the loss, faced the silence. You earned the right to redefine who you are. So tell me, what part of your new identity is starting to emerge? If this resonated, you're not alone. Please share it below, because somewhere out there, another man is standing in the ashes. He's wondering if he'll ever recognize himself again.